This is Mark Power for Mark Power Coaching. Today, I would like to bring together a couple of topics. Mindful presence, which is something that I try to build all of the exercises around. And then the, the practice of mindful communication, kind communication, because it's so important for us in every relationship. The mindful presence aspect of the exercise is really one of developing self-awareness so that we're more in tune with when we're listening carefully, deeply, really hearing what someone else has to say. And also when we're starting to go afoul of our better intentions, when we're starting to become reactive. So mindful, kind communication is something that I've had a long and developing interest in. That it seems so simple in a way. Let's just figure out what it is and then do it. But of course, there's all of that, all of the undercurrents that kind of impact how we communicate with one another. So what I'd like to do today is lead a brief exercise in mindful presence, which we've done before. The exercise called Body, Breath, and Being. The purpose being to become present and tune or turn our attention to the four core strengths of presence. The awareness of your body, awareness of your thoughts and any storyline that's percolating, awareness of emotion, and awareness of environment and our relationships to the environment. So by bringing our attention to the four cores, the four core strengths, we can then notice what it feels like when we're starting to become reactive. And then with that awareness, we have the possibility of stepping aside from our default, which is habit, reactivity, and acting with intention, a kind or kinder intention, in order to communicate effectively, to be heard, and to hear and listen to others. So to begin, if you're comfortable with closed eyes, it may help with focus if you can hear me well. But at your pleasure, whatever is more comfortable. Seated in a comfortable seat, or you may be lying down. So first, let your body settle. Notice physical sensations. Take a snapshot. How am I feeling right now? Just be attentive to what's happening without trying to change anything. Be aware of what you're feeling. And let your attention move fluidly from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. We'll just do this briefly today. You could take much longer time when you're doing the exercise on your own. So that's body, noticing the sensations of body. Breath. Breathe full breaths. Expand your your lungs, and perhaps roll your shoulders back just a bit. And as you breathe out, exhale fully, intentionally. Still aware of the sensations, physical sensations in your body. Continue taking full breaths. Include in your awareness your sense perceptions. If your eyes are open, you notice the visual field. What sounds are present? Is there a scent in the air? A taste lingering on your tongue? And continuing to breathe intentionally, but relaxing now, not efforting in your breath. Notice your thoughts. There's nothing particularly good or bad about your thoughts in this moment. They're just patterns of energy, of habit, memory. Right now, we're doing a simple exercise. So these thoughts are just doing their own thing, like children on a playground. And when we can toggle our awareness, when we can make thoughts the object of our attention versus being identified with our thoughts, we gain some greater awareness, and we also gain some choice. We're able to step away from, or step a small distance from, the stories that provoke us. Right now, we're just noticing. And notice the experience of emotion. Is there anything beginning to bubble up? Sometimes it's very subtle, or we don't have words for it, but you can simply turn your attention to feeling, sensation. And often the story of our thoughts will point us in the direction of an emotion. And then we include in our awareness the world around us, just having a sense of space. What's in front of us? What's behind us? What's above us and below? So it helps us to locate ourselves in this moment and this place in time. And with this awareness, slightly settled, more expansive, I invite you to imagine or recall an incident where someone said something to you that provoked you. That provoked you in an unflattering way, we could say. Just take a moment to think about that. It might have been on the news. It might have been in conversation with a business partner or someone in another relationship. Especially people we've known for a long time and are in regular communication with, there are likely to be patterns that trigger us. And when you find that instance, notice your style of reacting. For instance, do I act with anger and lash out? Do I tend to rationalize and avoid and withdraw? The book, Thanks for the Feedback, has a useful frame. Describes three dominant ways of reacting. Of course, there are more. Winning, avoiding or keeping the peace, and punishing. When I feel provoked, do I want to win? Do I want to dominate and be victorious over this provocative other? Do I want to turn away and avoid any confrontation? Do I want to punish and blame? With each of those styles of reaction, there are physical sensations, there's emotion. What does it feel like right now? Notice in your body, notice emotion. Notice your thoughts. And a further exploration is to look into what is it that's so provocative? Why do I feel this way? Well, it's probably because a value, your value system, an aspect of your value system has been challenged, or perhaps you feel that it's been disrespected. The question is not whether that's true or not right now, it's just noticing which of my values underlies this reaction of mine. So if I have a reactive style of punishing because I feel that this other is judging me or has disrespected my value of fairness or thoughtfulness, and I want to react with blame. Having that understanding is a first step toward transforming that reactivity. Or in the word of, in the language of emotional intelligence, self-regulation. Being able to choose an alternative response. So this practice of blending mindful presence with kind communication, setting a stage of awareness, knowing how I'm feeling in my body, what are some of the storylines that may be unfolding in my thoughts, what are the emotions that are being triggered, how does that feel, both emotionally and physically, and then how is all of this impacting the environment around me? And conversely, how is the environment around me impacting all of those feelings? How is it contributing, supporting, nourishing, etc.? This awareness is key to changing these habits, these reactions. And of course, with any of our attempts to change something that is well established, it takes time and it takes consistent practice. So becoming aware of the four cores and how they want to react in default or by habit, and then developing an intentional response. How would I rather respond here in service of what's really truly important to me?